It's not moving.
That's the
Okay.
money shot.
All right. Well, so this is our first time talking.
Take
we
one.
haven't done this.
Totally.
We
First
definitely
try.
gonna record.
I don't want to
15
thank you
minutes.
again, Andrew. I already thanked you, so that's all you
We're
can
gonna
do.
record 15 minutes. Okay, so we're here talking about the game that we just put, the campaign we just finished, and I just wanted to talk about our thoughts, our opinions, what we thought went well. Even we can roast the DM because there's definitely some things we can talk about, and I'm definitely gonna talk about what you guys did. But yeah, I wanted to just record some time with you guys because sincerely. And now this is the second time hearing it because we recorded this already. But this this has genuinely been a really fun episode for me as a DM. Oh, shocking. And you guys are the best group I have DM'd. Not a single problem player. It was really fun for me. I looked forward to being the dungeon
I
master.
really wasn't the problem player.
Nobody was the problem player. Zero. I genuinely enjoyed everybody's interaction. So that is unheard of
Well,
for me.
we genuinely enjoyed this game. At least I genuinely enjoyed this game, and I don't want it to end. I know this was the last episode,
This is the last episode.
but I want to keep playing this character.
Yeah, I want to do more and kind of develop this character because I made this character in a rush and then I was scrambling to figure out
Yeah.
a
By the way,
characterization.
for reference, when I was invited to do this, it was a Tuesday night,
Oh, before
and
the
Andy
Thursday.
and Andy was like, "Do you want to come do this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And he was like, "Great, so it's gonna be Thursday at 7 in the morning." And I was like,
7 in the morning.
And I was like, "This Thursday?" And he was like, "Yep."
What did you guys think of 7 a.m. D&D?
Boo.
I didn't mind it.
It was rough,
Yeah,
but then
I
when you
did.
got playing, it was fun. Just getting up.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the
So-
fact that we had, what was it in the end, 5 episodes that were like that, and only one scheduling conflict throughout the entire thing.
Oh yeah, that's
It's a miracle.
That was a miracle.
That's the most unrealistic part of this whole production. Is
That it worked.
All the
This
players
is
were able to be
fake.
in
This
there
isn't
when we-
real D&D.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are fake
Everything.
D&D players.
I know.
apparently.
I mean, we had to change the schedule around a few times because
we
Reese
were
being out of
gone.
town. I mean, we made it work for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
but-
It happened to be like
Everything.
really organic in the story. Where
Yeah.
like
It did work.
That was like the episode where you were fighting Eos and people were supposed to die, and it just so happened that the 2 people who died were the people who were going to be out of town for the next.
Was
2
that
Yeah.
planned?
No.
or-
No,
No,
no, that was organic.
that was fully by rolls
it was
of dice.
Okay.
planned for us to be out of the story for a session, but
Yeah, but I was not trying to kill.
I think it was just because he
James
couldn't
and
hit
Moondor.
Goodwin, so he had to hit someone else.
It's true.
Gosh
You
dang.
were too good.
Goodwin was friggin' disgusting.
Bro, I've never wanted to play a wizard before, but a Bladesinger wizard, guys.
Also, like
wow.
a cowboy wizard.
it was a really cool
I
character
love
concept.
It was a
Cowboys
cool
too.
build, for
Uh,
sure.
especially with the,
Yeah.
the potion concept of it.
Yeah.
The potion, I liked how you reflavored that. I thought it was really clever because you really showed like, oh man, this character isn't just going to cast a spell. He's going to
Yeah.
use what he knows to make that happen.
I like
It
to
was
think
really
he had some fundamental level of arcane spellcasting, and he did for a few spells, but most of it was supplemented by alchemy. So,
cool, which was cool. I liked that.
because
Pretty
he didn't
flavoring.
start his life as a wizard.
I've
None of
actually
us do.
adapted what you said into my games of players like playing through a class, and then when they're retiring, they start at level 1 as whatever new class they are.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
well,
I
that's-
thought that
that's
was
fun.
so cool because it's like
really clever.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
think, despite him in character not wanting to retire, he'll probably retire after this. That's probably the best course of action for
I mean,
him.
if he
I'm
lives,
too old for this.
we don't know. Friday and Saturday could be TPKs.
I know.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well,
Yeah.
considering
Yeah.
I am privy to some of the information, Andy, oh god.
Yeah, Saturday's
Why?
game is gonna be brutal.
Understatement of the century,
Yeah.
my friend.
Maybe I
What?
can take the place of Patrick Lionheart.
I mean, it's kind of rough when you guys. Well, there's going to be a lot of barbarians out there, and none of them are going to be immune to radiant damage.
Yeah,
that was
no,
so tough.
Radiant damage is gross. So,
Well, some of them.
what?
Totem barbarian.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some of them. But
Speaking
ASMR
of
barbarians.
barbarians, I thought Moondor was a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's so
Anytime
rare.
you opened your mouth, pretty much, it
I
was just
I
Good.
tried to be
hilarious.
comic relief.
I think I lost a little bit of hearing in this side.
With
I
a
I
person
lost
in
it.
between.
I lost it in both sides. So I had the headphones on. I'm
Yeah.
like over there like frantically trying to adjust levels. Actually, like you might not expect this, but the other next loudest character is actually Nixie.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, how is
You,
How
you
am I louder?
scream
I don't know,
and
how-
surprise a ton.
It's
Oh.
because you are
Yeah.
so quiet most of the time.
So
that I
you
have
would
your
set the
volume turned
level?
way up, but then you'll like laugh really loud or like something respond,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh wow, that was just a lot of Nixie.
Sorry.
Just
little-
a lot
little
of
behind the
Nixie.
scenes there.
Turn that
But
down a
what
little
I was gonna
bit.
say about Moondor was that it's so rare to have just like a hack and slash barbarian who's actually enjoyable to like also role play and like be a part of the session and
Yeah.
stuff. And so I thought Moondor was fun for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had Moondor on the bench for a while. I played him in a one shot with my friends for my birthday party, and it was I just loved the character concept of just like a kind of like a kid in a candy store, but the candy store is murdering people. But and also the cool turnaround, like when you gave each of us our things of what we needed to do and seek higher glory, and kind of changing that into a paladin. To
Yeah.
not
Oh
divine
man,
smite.
I feel bad. So Moondor had a really cool character arc that just I couldn't figure it. I couldn't get it in. So yeah, tell us about what happened to your character.
I mean, I started off level 5 barbarian, and then level 6, I changed to one level in paladin after I couldn't save James,
Yeah.
and then I was
In fact, you killed me.
yeah.
That's true. The
Yeah.
opposite of
I
saving.
tried, and so that's kind of the influence of being like, oh, he wants to save people. He's never going to use spells. He's going to use those spell slots for divine smite.
Just smites.
Smite only alone.
Yeah.
But and eventually leveling up this character, he's gonna go the Oath of Glory, like he was told.
Ooh, Oath of
That's
Glory.
cool.
See higher glory.
Yeah.
That's really
I
cool.
like that. I like that.
That's
Yeah,
clever.
so you got to be a level 2 paladin, level 5 barbarian, and I didn't let you use smite. I am sorry.
I know.
The pain.
What cool it would have been to roll with these super cool
But wait.
guys rolling a nat 20.
How amazing.
All right. Since you're talking about it, I am really excited for not just the dice, but for like all the work that has gone into the Dead Wars. So we have like this show we did. We have all of these guests who are coming in. We have a full-on live stream team, 51st Productions. We're bringing on a full team to cover the whole thing live stream. This is a 2-day event. This is bigger and better in every single way than last year's
Yeah.
game, which has me stressed out of my mind. Absolutely. But
We've all-
also so excited. And the fact that we're doing remote play on top of that, it's super ambitious. And I don't think we nailed it. Like, I didn't stick the landing. It's not a 10 out of 10. But I feel like, wow, we did a lot.
I think we've done as much as reasonably could have been done by the people that we work with.
I mean,
And
it could have
by
been done
us.
by us. Yeah.
No.
we're still learning.
And at this point, we've pretty much lined up like live streaming. That's gonna happen. Vendors, VIPs, everything's lined up. All that's left is for the players to show up.
What I think is incredible is that this store opened up a year ago, and in that time we have had one Dead Wars, and then we're doing another Dead
Another
Wars,
one.
and this one is bigger and better
Twice as
than.
ambitious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Makes me
so
a little,
true.
Makes me a little sick.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy because we've realistically been working on this for about 6 months almost.
Mhm.
Like we started around December-ish.
Yep.
So I don't know, that's 4 months. But we're probably gonna have to start on the next one just as soon as we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was looking forward
You
to
were
taking a
looking
break.
forward to the break.
But no, looking at how much work we had to put in, and it still wasn't like there's still more we could do. And we said this in the last one. We want to do another live stream, maybe with these reoccurring characters or with new characters, but instead at least double the campaign session, maybe
Yep.
even more, and make it less railroady because this one was definitely railroady. Open it up a lot more organic. Have the changes change everything and
If
really
you're
lean
putting
into that.
together like the final game, you can like have that be dramatically impacted by the story that we're building in the live stream if the live stream starts first. So yeah, that can absolutely be less railroady.
And I've already been thinking.
Here's the great question about all this. If the Divine Prince wins, is the world going to be reshaped in whatever way he wants?
He will be a god. So if either of them stay alive, so if either day fails, Friday or Saturday, they will ascend and be on the official pantheon. You will be able to be a cleric or a paladin of them.
I'm just,
now,
I'm
and all
think-
your players
I'm
will be executed.
Or a
Yeah.
pack.
Well, I'm thinking like,
yeah,
if that's-
actually, maybe a pact.
if that's going to happen, maybe this opens a gateway for you to make a complete campaign setting where they create their own world.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the idea. The hope is like the people who show up will affect the world, and the world will keep on affected by the people who play in it.
Yeah.
Not just us, but like around.
No, I get
Well,
that.
I mean-
I'm thinking like starting from scratch and you like building from the ground up
Yeah,
an entire.
If you want
thing,
help
you
with
know?
that,
This
because
is-
you're already kind of stressed.
this is kind of wiping the slate clean.
Oh, okay.
Win or lose, it will absolutely
destroy the world.
change everything.
Yeah.
We're rebooting the Dead Wars.
Cinematic
Cinematic.
universe.
Yeah, the universe. This is absolutely a key point in the history of Kingdom Grant.
Let's hope it's like The Thing, because that was a good remake.
Yeah, you're right.
Is he?
I haven't seen the Thing remake,
The
but
Thing,
It's
the
like
Thing
a
remake
part of
is
it.
the original to us, the
Mm.
80s one. That's the remake.
You mean-
wow.
I don't know what
This is a
show
deep
you're even
reference.
talking about.
Also-
I'm confused.
Controversial. I don't think you can just say that.
Yeah.
Because there was a modern remake. Anyway.
Well, that was a sequel.
Anyway.
That's different.
I liked talking about the different characters. This
Yeah.
was actually pretty fun. Let's Eris. Eris's character was really interesting as the cleric of Eldath.
Maybe the main character.
Probably.
She's certainly-
No, seriously. Like because last year's Dead Wars was about Eldath, and you're like, I don't know. That's like a major part of Eris's character.
Mhm.
Not like you played her at all last year.
that's true.
Yeah, Brandon, you didn't
Yeah,
pick up
so-
on that.
Yeah, you were the goddess Eldath during the
Mhm.
original Dead Wars. Now you are returning as
Mhm.
the cleric of Eldath, who then lost her connection to Eldath. Very interesting character arc, and we didn't like
Mhm.
have a complete full payoff. Nobody's character had a complete full payoff, but
And welcome
I
to D&D.
know.
That's true.
But-
Also, Eris is the character who I have cut the single most like shorts from the
Oh my
episodes
goodness.
from.
That's true. That's true. It's,
Unhinged.
You got the best quips.
one of
Yeah.
my favorites
yeah.
is the "I don't need therapy. I have bangs now."
Yeah.
I know.
You
and
look so unhinged.
I
in
know.
that
Jamie
one.
in real
That's
life
so
has
good.
bangs and a therapist,
She
guys.
needs
So-
both.
I knew it. Yeah.
Ugh.
I have a chronic problem of like every character I've ever played has to be at least like 50% just Janie, because like I can only be so funny, and how funny can I be as someone else really?
You don't want to allot your funny points to someone else if you only have so many for yourself.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
I get it.
I
You
don't
gotta
know.
be frugal.
I've heard some of the stuff that you've said before we started recording, and I know you have broken that man multiple times.
Yes.
It was always really funny just hearing Spencer.
That was a very
know.
good.
That was a really good Spencer.
I
That was
wish-
great in Spencer.
I wish
impression.
that there was like a Spencer
A
mic
Spencer
on,
cam.
so that you
I
could
know.
hear him like.
Season
It's funny that
Season 2, we
Oh my
should have a
gosh.
sound cam.
Hell yeah.
we got all of our equipment explicitly with the intention of being able to do this kind of thing. And so we don't actually have another input for
We-
our
That's true.
sound guy.
The
mic.
soundboard
That's
does
why
not
that's
work.
why we're sharing the DM mic
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
We'll just have to cut one of the
I
players. It's fine.
know.
For the,
I
for
know.
the
One of
Spencer-
you will have to go.
For the
Yeah.
Spencer
Spoilers.
cam next time, should we just
Sorry,
have him just sitting doing work with lo-fi playing in the background
Yo,
in the live stream?
Lo-fi
Yeah.
music to play
Lo-fi
D&D to.
Spencer?
Yeah, lo-fi
Oh my
Spencer.
God.
Just
I love
Spencer
that.
typing
Spencer's
away.
the new lo-fi girl.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a really good lo-fi.
You would. That's why I'm suggesting it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I liked playing Eris. I thought she was really fun, and I liked her character development a lot. I felt like staying as a cleric of Eldath was interesting and fun, but also,
Going bad girl style.
going bad girl, going on her hot
I
rod.
don't need no god.
Yeah. You're a
But
strong, independent cleric.
I know. I don't need
Girl
no
boss
God.
energy all the way.
Girl boss.
No.
Also, the dynamic between Goodwin and Eris was like a major highlight for me. I
Yeah.
thought that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know how much of that was like literally where you guys ended up
Sitting.
or,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
or
Maybe.
like, if it was just the characters.
I think it
that
was
fit well
partially
together.
because the three of our characters had known each other for some time.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to get that out of the way, like from the get go, that we have some sort of rapport
There's, like,
between
a
the three
history,
of us.
yeah.
So.
We need a
Yeah.
buddy cop movie
That's
of
what I
a
was thinking.
bimbo and an
Oh
old
my
cowboy.
Oh my god.
I
I
don't know
would
why
watch
someone
that.
hasn't done
we
that yet.
actually we met a filmmaker. Maybe we.
Yeah.
I
We
would
are not
pay
mentioning
to
that. We're not
see that
mentioning
movie.
Cut it.
Got it. Bleep.
All
I
right.
think
I
that would be
know. And
Nice.
Goodwin was a very good character. Goodwin was my favorite character besides my
Thank you.
character.
I
Yes.
appreciate it. Yeah, Goodwin's been in my D&D roster for too long. So I probably will retire him after this. The beach sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a Lost Mines of Phandelver game as a replacement for Sildar, for anyone who's played Lost Mines of Phandelver. He was in a Starfinder game. I can't remember the name of the campaign, but he was in Starfinder. He was the pilot of a ship. He was in a cyberpunk game. And in all of these iterations, and one more D&D campaign, which I can't even think of right now. Let me think.
Well, and you played his offspring or his great grandpa and mine.
Yeah. And so I was like, Goodwin. Yeah. So I played a game with Andrew. I played a character named Edwin. And I didn't have any relation between the two. That just happens that both of their names ended with Win. So when he asked me to do this campaign, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What if Edwin was Goodwin's father and he started this organization that we sort of alluded to when we did our private campaign?
Yeah. This kind of hunter organization.
Yeah, so
secret
it was the
shadows.
Blackthorns who were originally a cult that were like doing dark deeds, and then my idea was like Edwin broke free of that, turned it around, renamed it the Blackthorns, and then the Blackthorns became like do-gooders, right? So that was
Monster
where that came
hunters,
from.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that Goodwin is a JoJo?
I
Is
know.
that JoJo reference?
There's gonna be
I don't
Edwin,
know what that
then
is.
Goodwin.
I mean, I've watched.
Well, in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, all of their names start with Joe.
Oh, I see what
So
you're saying.
you're-
I wasn't sure what the
they're all
reference was.
wins.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the win-win Bizarre Adventure.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Win-wins.
The win-win's absurd
Unexpected.
outing.
Well, it's funny because Edwin, the original character, who was also a blade singer, his name was not Edwin. Edwin is a fictional character that he
That you
read
made
about
up.
as a child.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No, I just made up a name.
Oh,
Your
his
next
name's not
one should
Edwin,
be a
it's
girl
Edmund.
named
Edmund.
Winifred.
Yeah.
Winifred, that would be funny.
I
Yeah.
love the idea
So-
of you starting your own JoJo verse.
Yeah.
With Win,
Well,
Sir Win, and
I don't want to be morbid,
Winverse.
but that's not
Moon-
possible
Moon
anymore
Wind
because
and-
Goodwin's son died. So
Aww.
He could always
Aw.
adopt.
In fact, that's probably not outside of the.
You have to
realm
name-
of
JoJo,
okay.
possibility
it's
for a
JoJo. Like
When
everyone can be JoJo.
when Eris finds a love in her life, she needs to name her
Mhm.
children.
After
Win.
Goodwin.
So she
I
passes
know.
on.
Yeah.
Aw,
The
that's
torch gets
cute.
passed
The
on
will,
That's
the
cute.
win.
in her little beach town.
Yeah.
Beach town of rock. Well, what's it
Rock
called?
City.
Town on the rock.
Oh, yeah.
No, town on the rock. I got the rock coast.
On the rock
It-
coast.
If we're
It
being
really
so-
wasn't just you having good rapport with Jamie, though. It was honestly most of the characters.
There was good vibes
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
around.
The way you would help Moondor when he couldn't read anything.
The way
Um,
Moondor destroyed Eldath's
Eldath's
statue
statue.
at Temple.
It was like I thought of it
Desanctified the temple.
Initially, I thought it would be funny because it was like she has this dramatic like change in moment, and I just thought it'd be funny if like just like in a movie like cutscene like, oh, let's go cheer her up because she really needs to be back with her god. And obviously, because I failed, I rolled a natural one. I couldn't move it, so I was like, okay, what are the most important parts? The symbol, her hands, and her head. Like, there we go.
No. And now I've
And then
got
the
that
shield.
cool shield.
Yeah.
And the shield.
Hey,
the shield that
yeah,
I stole, that
You
deconsecrated
have
the
a
temple.
sword and a shield. You have
I
a
know.
shield of a goddess and a sword of a
I know.
demigod.
Maybe
are actually
Eris
just
ascends
Eldad.
to godhood.
I feel like you
at
are the
this.
main character. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
I a little bit forgot about that because I was like, who do I give it to? And I'm like, screw it. Eris will be funny.
I know.
Good-
Well-
I like to think Mundor, Goodwin, and James are like, oh.
That would've been cool.
I want a cool
Yeah.
sword.
Although I don't
That's
think Goodwin
okay.
can. It was
I
a
think I
centaur,
still
right?
have my immovable
Yeah, Goodwin
rod.
can.
So
Yes.
that's fine,
That's
so.
true. Is that
Yeah.
actually an immovable
And it is
rod?
a normal immovable rod.
Why
yes.
did he give one legitimate gift
good
and the rest
question.
were just
He
crap?
just happened
No,
to
there was
have
two
one.
legitimate
So
gifts.
Yeah.
The medallion.
Moondor's medal was a legitimate medal
Is
of
it
courage.
because I gave him the fish? Is that why?
He targeted the himbos of the group.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
He was
Look,
like,
That's
look, Eos's gifts work as long as you believed in him.
yeah.
And in the gifts.
Yeah.
And those two were the ones.
They
who-
believed in the gifts, so
Yeah.
they worked.
I really thought you just
okay.
gave him an immovable rod because you like having an immovable rod as a magic item.
I think
It's-
that's
I mean,
actually
so-
literally what happened.
Yeah,
Literally, you
before
came up
Andrew's
and you were
like,
like-
"Hey, if the god was to give James something, what would it be?" And I'm just like, "Yo, give me an immovable rod, I swear." And then he did.
Dude, I have
And then
such-
I didn't get.
You
I-
used it once. To
I used it
humiliate me.
Yeah.
And that was
And
it.
I never got a chance to bring it up again. But
what greater use could there be?
Yeah.
Honestly,
True.
yeah.
I will say I did love my quippy lines when we were fighting,
yeah.
in the arena.
James and Moondor did have a pretty good chemistry, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was-
True.
it was
Another
pretty
good buddy cop
James
movie.
Racken.
James, I love that
Racken.
last name.
Racken.
That's sick.
No, it
So
was really cool.
I
Like a
got it
rack and a
because
shotgun.
I just watched a show called Black Sails, and there's a historical pirate, James Rackin.
Racking.
No, Rackham. Sorry, Rackham.
Rackham. Like a Rackham Sackham.
Yeah, Rackham. He wasn't like the coolest pirate of the original, like back in the Caribbean. He was in Nassau. Like he's an actual historical figure, and Jonathan Rackham, like just the sound of it, like sounded great to me. So I basically stole the name and just changed it a little bit. James Rackin.
That's the
instead.
best D&D stuff right there. You just
Yeah.
take it and you just change it.
And also the character race. I remember you trying to choose your character race, and I was kind of, you were like, oh, I don't want, like you wanted that. What was the specific race? It was a
Wild Hunt Shifter Monk is what.
Oh,
Well,
Shifter.
Wild Hunt Shifter
yes,
is what I have.
And
yeah.
you were looking through the options, and you didn't know which one you wanted. I was just like,
Did
dude,
you-
don't choose any of those. Choose your own freaking things. And
Yeah, and I didn't know that was a thing, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I ended up giving him draconic features so he can basically shift into very draconic, like his horns get bigger, scales cover more of his skin. I would love to keep playing this character because there's so much backstory and stuff that I wasn't able to get into in our short 8-episode campaign.
Well, one thing that's cool, I'm glad you brought up like the physical characteristics because if I'm not mistaken, the 6 of you are planning on being in character at the event.
For as
Right. For
much
a
of
little
us
bit,
that
yeah.
we can, I would love to be going around
For-
interacting at the tables
You guys
as
are
our
table
characters.
for like
Yeah.
30 minutes to an hour or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
whatever
got
we
the
can
stats
manage to
spare.
do, I absolutely would love to do that.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled for these hooligans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love
I
to hear what
know.
your
You're gonna be
plans
in
and
that.
ideas are
Yeah.
for that.
It's pretty much you're going to have some items that you can give out to tables, or you can be like, Goodwin shows up and gives you guys haste. You know.
Gives you a
Okay.
potion of water.
Water breathing.
Water breathing. I'm gonna have those for
Eris
everybody.
comes in and is going to kill a single enemy and then say,
finally get to
ta-ta
use
for
my
now,
device.
and then,
Yeah.
you know,
Toodaloo.
right off on your
On Hot Rod.
on Hot Rod.
All right, I have
Ride
to
like the
go
wind,
now.
hot rod.
hot rod.
Moondor can come in and smite something.
Finally.
Yeah,
Finally.
Moondor can come in and be like, I smite. And, yeah. So
I
you
just
guys-
come in, I call a couple of the players wankers, and
That's it.
All right, you
No
wankers,
help.
Let's see how
Suddenly-
You
we
get
do
one
it.
of
Suddenly-
the
Natural
from that.
one.
Suddenly
All
one
right,
of them
I'm
is
good.
missing their quiver of arrows.
I rolled so terribly during this campaign.
Oh,
I
man.
can count the number of times I rolled a good roll on like
I
one
mean,
hand.
The
I
friggin'
felt-
time that you go up to like, I'm gonna stab Eos with the demon blood. He's like, no.
Yeah,
no,
and I have
no.
a +8 to hit,
Yeah, you
and
have
I
a high
couldn't
plus.
roll above, like, with my +8, I couldn't get above a 12. Like,
Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
which means I
Three
was
attacks.
rolling like a 4, like, most of the time.
4 or
It was
less.
bad.
Yeah,
I saw your
and
rolls
I was
I'm like,
using
wow.
my like my flurry of blows and
I'm
my
really
extra
glad because I
attacks.
hadn't figured out what the heck would happen if Eos had demon blood. Like I'm like, oh shoot, that could do something.
Yeah.
Speaking
and I
of
was so
sh-
excited.
Speaking of shenanigans, you
Yeah.
guys shenaniganed a lot. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, because
Oh.
I had the final adventures written, and so I'm trying to like shoehorn you guys into this adventure, and you guys are like, no, we're gonna do our own things. Like, and I talked about this previously, but not this one. Sir Patrick was an NPC
Yes.
that everyone was going to be able to fight with on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he died like a
Yeah.
baby.
I did try to save him. Okay, I only got the torso, but I tried.
I did not care. I said, Patrick died, and Janie's like, "Oh, that's good." I didn't like him. Can I steal his sword?
I feel like I missed the episode when Janie and Patrick were beefing.
Every episode
Yeah.
they were
That
Every
beefing.
started,
episode he was there.
That's our
At the
episode
end of the first
1.
episode,
yeah.
Episode
What
1.
What was it
On
that
site.
that
That
spurred
was,
it
that
on?
was, that was
Like,
when we were still
Eris
filming
was
all
like,
there.
"Can I speak
Yeah.
to your manager?"
Yeah,
She
literally,
was
Patrick
Karen,
did
yeah.
0 to warrant such.
Maybe it was
hostility.
was it that he didn't prevent Eos from entering the city? Maybe.
No, he actually didn't do
Honestly,
anything.
he
He
did not.
legit tried to help the entire time.
It was
They
a
was-
man in leadership position.
It was the
patriarchy
it was
thing.
the symbol of the patriarchy.
I know.
Wow.
See, that's the part of me that's like that's 50%.
That's
Any
the
man in a
Janie
position
part
of
of the
authority, I'm
character.
like,
No.
I have some questions about you.
So, mental note to me: if I need a captain Picard that
Make him a
does not
woman.
need to die, make it a woman.
Make it a woman
I
or
like-
a very apologetic man.
No, next time she's gonna play a man, and this could be the opposite.
It's
problem.
gonna be-
Yeah, but we'll get canceled for that, so we ain't
I
doing
know,
that.
I know.
We should go over all the things we said that will get us canceled.
No, thank you.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a handful.
The
Anyway,
unaired
There's a
episode.
handful that I took out.
I don't know was a very interesting
Oh.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the fit
Miss
was so
Hidden
good.
Identity.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Look at
tried.
this. I will say you have the coolest look.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
100%.
tried really hard.
No offense, Moondor, but
So-
Yeah.
You know, there's 3 pieces. It's a table piece, armor, and this thing.
yeah, this looks amazing. Well
Thank
done.
you. I threw this together.
Oh, this old thing.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
Andy knows that like I
you have
I
a lot of outfits.
I dress up a lot.
There's so many events you come to, and I'm like, I haven't seen this costume before, and you're like,
I get really creative, and I will find items in the house, and I'll just use that item as a clothing piece. I have used a tablecloth multiple times.
Impressive.
Anyway, so
I don't know.
I don't know. I was not sure what to do with the character when I first made him because
You don't say.
yeah,
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
What?
So his name actually it was because I wanted to do a Who's on First joke, which I thought would be really funny if we ever encountered his family. Which originally I decided would be alive, but then I was playing with the character, I decided to kill him off.
Mm.
Another unresolved character arc due to time.
Yes.
Surprise.
but-
Is that showing up? Yeah.
Next meme. Next meme.
A little bit higher because the name
Yeah.
tag's in the way. Do the surprise. There we go.
Oh,
Thumbnail right there.
now we need to make more memes now.
Yeah, that's
There
gotta
we
be a
go.
meme.
Jeez Louise.
Annie, you're getting bummed with
That's
memes again.
that's grotesque.
Oh,
it
yeah,
kind
that's
of
upsetting.
is.
I-
The big
that-
eyes.
What episode was that you clipped that? That like
Which one?
the meme of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which
That was
one?
last
either
week's,
6 or
wasn't it?
7.
That-
It was episode 7. You asked me if you could save Arden,
And I'm
then
I'm watching
I
the
said,
roll.
"All right, Reese, you are the witness of my roll," and I rolled a nat 1 on the first one.
Yeah, I
And
want
so I'm
to.
And it wouldn't have ever existed except that I was scrubbing through that section to find a timestamp that I had made while we were recording, and I couldn't find it for some reason. And so I was just scrubbing through, and I just happened to stop right on
that, like literally half a second glance, like.
It was
Oh,
it was so
funny.
good.
The lesson here, players, if you're a wizard, take enhance ability for your players. Okay, they'll thank you.
Yeah, that advantage roll saved
the whole story.
that roll. I don't know if it'll save Arden in the end.
Well, honestly,
we'll find
that's
out.
dependent
We'll
on
find
the
out.
players.
We'll find
That
out.
will-
But
yeah.
you made it possible.
Yeah.
Talking about, again, upheaving the story.
Hmm.
Skodos is supposed to die. Well, if the players are successful.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
aren't, he'll be a pack demon. But there wasn't supposed to be a chance to salvage and save Arden. So really cool way to take that story. I had not thought about that at all.
I will say I really enjoyed the Arden Skodos twist,
Mm.
especially because we weren't there when
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
Andy told
That
us
was
we
huge.
could not watch
Yeah.
I
the
made
episode.
a bunch of fake memes
Yeah,
Yeah.
about things that did
Oh,
not
true.
happen
that was good.
just to throw them
That,
off.
that was such a cool
And-
twist.
Yeah, and
But-
when he's just over here and we didn't know that he's Skodos, but he is already Skodos, and then he's just like, "Oh yeah, my brother, that wanker," or something. I don't know.
Whatever I said, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we're like, "Hold on, what, brother?"
I didn't see it coming either, but
Yeah,
when I designed
I know my
Arden-
jaw dropped at that
When
moment.
I designed the Arden miniature and when I designed the Skodos miniature, their jackets are almost identical.
Oh,
So
really?
that was-
Oh, that was
Just
complete
accident,
accident.
yeah.
That was really cool.
That's super
It was
cool.
it was foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it like since I approached you episode 0? I'm like,
Yes.
hey, do you want to secretly be the bad guy?
So that was the text. Like when Andrew asked me to be a part of this, the text was, "Do you want to be the twist villain in my campaign?" And I was like, "Yes, tell me more."
Also was supposed to be full-on twist villain.
Like,
Arden
actually
was not
evil.
supposed to be a redeemable hero.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. No, he was supposed to be like, F you guys. And
He was supposed to be the AOs.
Skodos was supposed to be the bad guy. And I thought how you played him was so interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. Basically, Andrew gave me a lot of creative liberty with like the Skodos Arden twist, and I thought, okay, how can I just basically shoehorn a demigod character, which we kind of ruled was going to be a like 20th level character, into the campaign without just like busting it open and not being really interesting. And I decided, okay, like let's make. Like when I first made the Arden character sheet, it's like he started at the same level as everyone else.
Yeah.
And the whole plot was, okay, Arden is going to be a pacifist, and the reason why is because then there's not any discrepancy of, okay, then why do you hit people so much harder now,
Mm.
right? It was kind
you
of
just do one roll. You're like, that'll be 175 damage.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
kind of
like,
hard
Whoa,
to.
whoa, whoa,
and the table
yeah.
goes. I go. I cast Wish to banish it from this realm of existence and all others.
Yeah, which is a possible thing with you.
Yeah.
So
it's
is it too spoilery to ask like what is he full bard or is
Oh.
that I don't know if that spoils anything.
Yeah.
for-
What level did you did a level 20 bard?
So I did a level 17 bard and then took 3 levels in Warlock.
So you
Oh,
okay? So you
okay.
probably do have wish.
I do have Wish, yeah. So yeah, basically what I did for like the 20th level Arden is I did like the Pact goodness Hexblade Warlock, I think. And I just basically decided that my swords are my pact weapon, and then I could use my charisma modifier instead of having to worry about like strength or dex or anything like that. But yeah, I was given a lot of creative liberty, and it was really cool. Because even as the campaign was just going in the beginning, I was like, okay, I've created this character, and all of this is true. And basically, I was like trying to collaborate with Andrew and be like, am I like, is Eos gonna basically say kill your friends and that's what's gonna happen, and I'm going to like be the big bad end boss for the campaign? And
Which almost happened.
it did almost happen.
Yeah.
Another thing that almost happened is the reveal never happened, and Arden was never Eos, but Arden was never Skotos, but we just decided it was more interesting this way.
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
And since you played him as such a pacifist, I'm like, wait a minute, maybe Skotos isn't such a
Such
bad
a evil
guy,
guy.
and
You had-
instead it's a tragic.
You had to
villain.
explain that to us because
Yeah.
when we came back, I was very suspicious because you're like having these horns and whatnot, and then like kind of out of session, you had to explain kind of what we missed last session of being like, oh, this is more tragic and
What I really like about Skotos actually being a tragic but good guy is it's the dichotomy of like, oh, the light person, the divine person is actually the evil one, and the dark one's actually good. Like I like how that plays on that classic trope, and I thought that was cool.
And this is really cool and such a unique storytelling avenue. The fact that we're able to play a campaign and then lead into a real game that everyone's going to play, because the few people who did watch it, because like, let's be honest, we're a tiny D&D thing, not Critical Role. So
we're getting
only,
a couple dozen views.
Yeah.
per episode.
So 50 views. Half of them are us watching it in the store.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But the people who did watch it, they're going to have the full story of Skotos and
Yeah.
Arden. And they're going to realize how tragic it is that they have to march and fight against Skotos. And it's only going to be like 1 in 100 of the players who are going to really understand the full ramifications of that. And I think that's such a cool story.
Yeah.
Like when you watch a movie and there's like a hidden like tragic character, you have to tell the audience all that. You have to like really clue them in. And the fact that we're able to like have the story here, but then have the game here, means some people are going to understand this underlying story, but most people won't. Unless like game theory makes a game theory about it. Like,
Wow, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Tabletop
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
channel.
Oh my
like
Didn't
not
they
many
stop
people are
those?
really going to know all the subtext of everything that's going on, which is so cool because somebody is going to hear about it.
Yeah.
One person will, and they'll tell their table, and their table will be like, wait a minute, Skotos is a good guy?
Yeah.
And like, wow, what a cool
Yeah.
time to tell a story.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I can foresee like quite a few players after playing the game might want to come back and watch all the episodes and
They should.
and learn the story.
Yeah,
That would
that'd
be
be really
pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you're coming here after the Dead Wars,
Okay, Jinx.
shout out. I guess.
Hey.
Hey.
After, before, after the death.
But that being said, in addition to wanting to like start the stream a lot earlier and have like a longer
Build up.
with a campaign, we also, I think it would be super cool to include like some ARG elements.
Can you wave?
Me? Hello.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys were just so frozen. I thought the camera had frozen on
Oh,
you guys.
sorry.
You're good. ARG
It would be-
elements. So yeah.
it would be really
I
cool
did-
to add some ARG elements to
What is
leading
ARG?
up
So-
to.
Augmented reality game.
There is.
Oh.
There was
So
a.
like you hide it in website code, and then you send an email to one person, and then on the Discord you create a new account that's like called Skotos, and then Skotos can talk in the chat and stuff like that. So
There's
you
little, like,
you
anagram.
put like little
Okay.
little stories, codes. You hide them
Yeah.
around.
Interactable
Maybe even in
things.
the tavern, because we have a physical location. We can put like a little book
Yeah.
of lore.
That'd be cool.
Maybe it could be like Skodos's diary or Goodwin's diary.
Oh.
That would be really
And
cool.
so, but
Would
you
you
would
mind writing a
you would
diary for
have
us?
to go
I was-
into the store and
Yeah.
find the diary, and then you would have to share that with the other people in the community.
And you take the first letter of every page and it makes a URL.
And
you
then
can
it
go
turns
to
out
it.
Skotos backwards is Stokes.
I was gonna do a.
And we increase our stokes every time we do something
And
like
we
this.
also and we have like a little image of Valerian with like the Charlie Day meme where he's like connecting all the dots.
So
Every time
that-
he learns
Yeah.
something, it goes up. On
I
the
did
wall,
really like
crazy.
your board.
That happened by accident, and I was like, all right, I guess he's a conspiracy theorist now. He believes that the Earth is in fact hollow. Okay, this is gonna be a thing then.
It is all.
But I was actually thinking
guess so.
about what you were saying about ARG stuff. So there was
Cool.
a story on a Reddit, a no sleep Reddit, a while ago. I think it was like during 2020, called "The Previous Tenant of This Apartment Left a Survival Guide." What was cool about it is that people could actually go in and send in messages about suggestions that the person should do. So what if for the next one we actually have it so that people could put in suggestions for what could happen next?
Yeah, I have so many ideas for the next one. Like, I would love to be able to send out, because we're testing a remote play packet for the very first time that I know of. A packet that you can play anywhere in the world, and then you can report the results, and that will affect what's happening day of in the Dead Wars. But if we can develop a packet maybe once a month or once every other month of key moments in the game and let the players choose different consequences,
Avenues,
you know, do we help? Do we support this group, or do we let this group get away with it, or that kind of stuff? And we take the things, the outside players can affect this, and then the ARG can then reflect this, and so we can have a community game on a scale that I haven't really seen. Like, I know there's been Discord RPG worlds, like or chat worlds, where it's like everybody joins in a big chat room, and then you kind of all role play with each other.
Mhm.
But mechanically being able to use a system and being able to have a place to report it and a physical place that you can play it, it's a really cool idea.
It would be.
Dang,
It would be
my
really
mind's
cool.
blown.
Ideas.
That's
So
nuts, y'all.
many ideas.
We need to like make a book with all of these ideas and write them all down.
Let me finish this first next
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Next
The next 2
10
weeks.
days.
That's
Next
it.
few weeks.
10 days.
I wanted to ask, how did you decide us as
Lol.
the cast? Because I
That's
remember
People who were available.
Six people who were willing
So,
and able.
First off, 2, 3 of you are employees
Yes.
who
Yeah,
I know
that's
your
true.
schedules. You can't be like, I gotta work. Because I'd be like, yes, you do, here at this time, 7 a.m. You're getting paid to. Janie, obviously, you were a killer Eldath, and enjoy working with you. Wyatt, you are a fun role player, and I worked with you for like friggin' 7 or 8 years
yeah,
at
Andrew
Jimmy
and I
John's.
worked together for like 7
So
years.
we have a long history.
Also-
Keaton,
yeah.
I grew up with you, and I've played D&D with you personally, and I knew it was super fun. So it's like,
And we're roommates, so. And
Yeah.
he worked from home, so.
So I
and
have all the time in the world.
you have an amazing miniature company.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
true.
That's the
Yeah.
we actually only like you for your minute.
Well,
No.
but, okay, but to be honest, that's why I do what I do, so I can
No.
weasel my way into
Shameless
D&D games.
So, Velrock's miniatures. You have a picture of Eos and Skodos. We have them
Yeah.
rendered.
Yeah.
We have the different enemies.
They are being shipped to us as of today,
Like,
so
it-
200 copies of them.
Like, we were talking about the different stuff that's going into it, like the dice and this.
Yeah.
The miniatures is a huge part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's so fetching
Yeah.
cool.
I know, I'm excited. Once I get the augments done,
Oh, you're looking so
there will
cool, by the way.
be a new push, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate everything into one tier so that you just get all the miniatures for $12. I think it was $12 for the
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah.
So that's
What a deal.
how many is that?
What a screaming deal. That's 14
18?
miniatures.
14?
14 or 16.
I
And
don't
you
remember.
even have kit batch versions of some of them.
16.
Yeah.
16.
16.
I
Yeah.
really like that we were able to get a whole host of minis for this particular endeavor and campaign. And last year, I mean, it was awesome just to get the BBEG when you did Vecna.
Dude, I loved how that guy turned out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he-
Vecna
That's
that
so
everyone
We did
got.
our Vecna designs
Was
last
good.
year.
I just took
Wow, I
I
didn't
took
know
an undead model I did for a World of Warcraft character. I was like, let's do something cool with this. So I just threw it together based on your
Where the
description.
hell is the Eldath figure?
Copyright, that's why.
That's why we're kind
It's
of
right
moving
here.
away
And
from
Vecna, yeah, but he's cool.
Yeah, so this
He's cool. So
Also,
come on.
Along
also
with
Vecna is in a lot of other works of fiction.
He
so
is. He's actually.
technically
He's also
free,
in what is it called?
free market or whatever it's called.
Uh,
Stranger
Public
Things.
domain.
Thank you. That was what I was
Public
thinking of.
domain.
Public
along with
domain.
weaseling
Oh,
my
that's an
way
interesting
into
cleric
D&D games,
You don't think
subclass.
Vecna's in public domain?
Public domain.
I think the
Yeah.
name is, yeah. Because it's
It's just
old.
You know
like
what?
a good
I'ma look
It's
it
like a
up.
book in
That's
the
just-
60s.
I don't think it's
Oh.
public domain. It's just part of the
New character,
the
public domain
open
character,
license,
a
yeah.
politician.
Open license.
Wow.
That sounds
Anyway,
amazing.
Anyway,
That's so
wait,
good.
I ain't gonna get political
Yeah.
here.
So
What?
this is another reason
He's
why I
licensed.
join every D&D game I can, because I want to make everyone's characters.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is
Aren't
my
your
favorite part
guys'
because
minis cool?
yeah,
Yes,
not-
They
It's
are.
not just like
They
a
are.
hero.
not
forged
only
generic.
do I get ideas for my monthly releases because I am not a creative person. I also have fun.
Also, Nixie, you did a
still
good
giving
job
gifts,
painting.
so-
Yes.
Thank
Here's a
you.
close up of my James Rack.
I had a lot of fun
A
painting
very
them.
blurry close
Okay,
up.
well,
Oh, by the
Can
way,
you get it out
I
of the screen?
finished
Top.
your ship.
We'll just cut it in afterwards.
By the way, I finished
Yeah.
your ship
Okay,
assets.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll send those to you. I forgot my computer, so I'll send
I
those
can
to you.
sketch it a map before you
I,
leave.
I do
Cool,
feel
cool,
bad that
cool.
I lost my maul though, but
Yeah,
it still
Lord.
it still looks
He's
good
just
with
gonna
his,
punch people.
Yeah, with his
yeah.
fisticuffs.
Honestly, that sounds very in character for
It
him.
does.
Yeah.
He's gonna crush something, and it does not matter.
It's gonna
with what.
break his maul, and then he's gonna just
You're like,
throw him
"Brah."
and punch
Yeah.
people.
Also, have we mentioned that Andy is gonna be out of luck for who to make the face of next year?
Yeah, because I used all of the Eastmans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an aside, last year was me, and this year it's my brother Wyatt.
Mhm.
Next year it's going to be.
It could be a
an-
masked character.
It's going to be an old. My mom. It's gonna be. We actually call our mom. I call her
Tamthrax.
Dark Mage Tamthrax. Her name's
Oh
Tammy,
my
but
God.
next year it's gonna be an 11-year-old Shih Tzu named Toji. He's gonna be the big
Cerberus?
The
villain.
BBEG.
Just
Yeah.
place down the dog on the map. That's all we need.
And, it's
Yeah.
funny because Wyatt is both BBEGs. Like
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
official art that we've commissioned, and
Next
it
year
was
we'll have 3.
I hope you really study the whiny, bratty aspects of Aos because I want
Yeah.
to see that come to light.
Oh yeah,
And-
Eos is
and-
such a brat.
you will be a table crasher on both days if that works out with your schedule. I don't know
It
if,
will.
if I asked you, but yeah, you'll be a
Yes.
table crasher as the villain. So you'll show up to a table and be like,
F you.
Take
"Yeah,
this, you
sucks to
plebs."
suck."
I mean,
Yeah.
as his sister, I'll say Wyatt doesn't have to work too hard on the whiny thing.
Whoa.
Shots
Family.
fired.
I love family. I love family so much.
We're just kidding. We all know who
Is that
the real
because your
whiny
brother is
sibling
sitting right
is.
here?
Yep.
I mean,
I
he'd say
know.
that anyway.
That's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I love family.
Love
Um,
family.
Big shout out to Spencer and Desert
Yes.
Sound.
Heck
Penguin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
100%.
Spencer is the
Desert
MVP.
Desert
Sound.
Penguin Audio.
Yeah,
I know, he
Penguin
didn't
audio.
get my name right either.
Pronounce your
What do you call
name.
yours?
Valrock.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Valrock.
Valiant.
And you
Valrock.
used
Serious.
the
Why is
wrong
it-
Instagram for me.
Why is it Desert Penguin?
It's kind of a long story.
It's an
but
it's an
like-
oxymoron.
It sounds cool.
It's fun.
It does sound cool. When
Penguins
I-
don't be in the desert.
Well, that's what
but
I
this
was
one
thinking.
does.
I mean, well, actually, technically, Antarctica is
Is it
It is-
considered
all
a
right,
desert.
all right.
Got 'em.
Don't actually.
Actually,
Yeah, it was just when I was in high school, my buddies and I would like get up to crazy things, and we were like, you know what, we should all have code names. And so everybody had code names, and mine was Desert Penguin, and now it's been like
Desert Penguin.
it's become like a bunch of things that I use,
that's
including
so
now
cool.
my like professional
So
logo and stuff.
we have this room with lights and cameras. We're using cell phones.
They have cameras.
These mic stands, these mics, like a really expensive soundboard, like a ton of work from Spencer, and the overlays and the cool title card, like everything. Boy,
A round of
this poor
applause.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Spencer.
seriously.
I was so glad we moved into
You the
this
go.
room as well.
You the go.
What a good way to
What?
torture the sound guy, clapping directly into the mic.
oh yeah.
Everybody breathe in. Breathe into the mics, you guys.
All right, everybody, yeah,
Everyone
make some
breathe
lip
into
smacking
the
noises.
mic. I hope you
enjoyed that.
Breathe
Thank
through your
goodness
mouth
my
as
mic-
loud as
ASMR, guys.
possible.
Nah.
Spencer, did you ever figure out exactly who was the mouth breather?
No, to this day, I'm still not 100% because we thought we had it dialed in a couple times, and then I would like hear
You
it
could confirm
and, like,
that
try to go,
that
like,
person
mute that
wasn't.
person. Yeah.
How honest do you want me to be right now?
Sitting
It was
right
definitely
next
you.
to.
There was
truth
one
is-
time, like I didn't notice it, but when you mentioned it, the next session, we were sitting here listening to something, and you're just over here looking at your sheet like,
I will say, through the course
At
of
that
this
point, I realized.
campaign, I did get diagnosed with and have nasal polyps resolved. So I now can breathe through my nose and smell.
You're like, yeah, I can smell, and then you're like, I'm sitting by moon door.
I tell you what.
Diagnosed with
It
mouth
has
breather
authentic
syndrome.
nasal smell.
But mouth,
MBS.
well,
I
here's the
hate
thing:
MBS.
nasal polyps
True.
basically is mouth breather
Yeah.
syndrome. They're like, that
Brutal.
nose sucks, girl.
Hopefully, it's just
It wasn't
association.
noticeable. If that's
Oh, that's okay.
But
I
I
only
will say
noticed it
there were
'cause you
times
said.
where I heard it, and I would mute Janie's channel and could
It would
still
still
hear
be
it.
here.
So
Maybe
either
the mouth
she
breather was
just
the
like,
friends we made along the
Oh,
way.
it was.
It
That's
might have
what
been
I was-
Unless
more.
it was so bad it was bleeding into other mics, which is a possibility.
Well, no, because I thought it might be me too. Because I mean, my nose is right
Look,
here,
you
right
know what?
We
above.
Just
might
pull
be
Sparta.
investing in new microphones and gear next time that hopefully will reduce the breathing.
Yeah,
That
to,
we
to,
did.
to bring it all back together, like why we chose you guys, using all this equipment, everything. In like I said, we took about 4 to 6 months to plan for this, but it felt like it came together so last second.
Yeah.
Like all of
Yeah.
our stuff was just like, well,
We
what-
got
what
the
equipment
mics
can we
like
get
2
that's
days
fast and
before
cheap?
we had to
Yeah,
actually start
we're just like,
recording.
this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and these people
We don't even
can
have.
do it.
We
And
don't even have cameras.
Yeah.
We found a software.
This
that
is
works
my
on
cell
we talked-
phone.
yeah.
That's my
This
cell
one's
phone.
Andrew's cell
Yeah.
phone.
That one's Spencer's.
Yeah.
That's
cell
my
phone.
old cell phone.
We talked to a guy. We're like, "Hey, shoot straight with us. What do we need to set aside?
$10,000
He's like,
worth of
10 grand
cameras.
for a camera." And we're like, "Well, but what if we don't have
If
that?"
I had $10, I can afford Baja Blast for everyone.
For real. So, but
And it
anyways.
looks good.
But
It
yeah,
doesn't
considering
look
what we had
terrible,
to work
so.
with, I think we did a decent job. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The room
high
looks
to
great too.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know.
He's like, get me out of here.
I'm right. Literally having like
Wedding.
a.
I know
what-
several
I
of you
asked
worked on the
you,
I
room.
know.
were you sure? And
Heat
you
stroke.
said yes.
You're like, strap me in.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm
He's looking
literally.
red. He's looking red.
I'm what is it
Someone
called?
get this boy a Baja Blast.
I'm like claustrophobic a little bit. Like I was gonna put it over my head, and then I put my arm in there. I was like, no, I can't do it.
Great, we had a medical emergency on the
I
podcast.
have also had so much fun filming with you.
Okay,
guys.
my favorite
Yeah.
moment was when you dropped your dice, and we
Oh,
couldn't see
man.
it on the stream.
I'm
That was
pretty sure that got
amazing.
cut out.
I know it did.
But
Yeah.
it was so
It
funny.
was
Oh my
so
god.
funny.
I'm so gonna do
I've
an
had
animation
so
of that.
many moments where I'm
What are
crying
favorite
laughing.
single moments?
Yeah.
I gotta say
Highlights.
Murder Darkness.
Mm.
Murder Darkness, and then you responding with, I'm a diabetic.
Well,
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
was
yeah, everyone's
hilarious.
I
secret
thought your
things.
favorite moment would have been like your little sketch animation you did, gamer
yeah.
whore.
That,
Yeah.
that turned
That
out
was-
to be
that
the
was pretty
most like
top tier.
successful YouTube
Yes.
short on
Yeah.
the channel.
I am surprised that got as many views
That's
as it
'cause it's
did.
good.
Shout out to Nixie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Thank
need
you.
more
I'm-
of
People
them.
like
I'm
our
working
work.
on them actually. I have been sidetracked
the Dead
because
Wars.
Andy wanted
You're making
some
all the
We have
assets.
other
for the
art
Dead Wars.
assets
But-
that we need for the Dead Wars.
Yes, so if you guys are coming on Saturday, if you guys see the cool art assets, that will have been me. Woo!
Yo, my favorite joke was Keaton's subtle 9/11 joke.
Subtle?
It
Subtle?
went right over
He
my
was
head,
like-
and my character's the
He's like, I don't
conspiracy
think
theorist.
the fire's hot enough to melt steel beams.
I think it was radiant. Was it
took
radiant
me a-
damage?
It took me a second.
It
but
took all
like,
of us.
It punched me in the gut.
Someone
Yeah,
had
like-
to explain it because I
As a
didn't
sound
know.
guy, I didn't get it for multiple.
I might have been the
episodes.
first one to like visually. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm
was-
so
you
gonna
always
animate
had the
that.
best
radar.
of those.
There's no
So
filter
much.
at my other tables, so occasionally that will come out at this table.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that
Right.
one hit like a train.
No, I think the best one though for me was when there were two moments where Eris did something like this. And I remember one of them, you got upset or you were acting all nice, and then you got upset and like pulled someone aside and you said, "Listen here, you little shit."
That was great. That was great.
My favorite Eris moment was when she was drunk.
Drunk Eris is like
Oh my
Drunk
God.
Eris is the best thing that's
the
ever
only
happened.
problem with that is I cannot animate it because it's too long, and I can't cut anything out because it's all gold.
Yeah, that's
Is that when you called me a wizard? Was that the
That's
same?
when she
No,
said
she's
you
like-
smelled.
No.
No,
Yeah.
she said we're both very, very sad.
Oh,
yeah.
sad.
Oh, wow.
Sad.
Yeah.
You're sad just like me. Something
Oh.
We're
like that.
both so sad.
Yeah, that killed you.
I think
No.
my
Oh
favorite
my
Moondor
goodness, I
moment
love
though
Yeah.
was definitely the immovable rod.
Oh, movable rod was.
I legit felt so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I love that I did that, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm a terrible person.
My
That's
my
okay.
favorite moment was I did something and then I'm looking at Andy and Andy's like, Priest, don't look at me right now.
I was giving the gift
The
of
gift.
strength.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, I
just-
gave the gift of strength to me.
I gave the gift
And
of
then
strength
you're
to
just like
James.
mad dogging
And
him
you
on the side.
gave me the most evil look
Yeah.
as Moondor, and I'm like, Eos will crack right now. I could
That's
not
what it
handle
was.
that.
Oh.
Eos
So
cannot handle
freaking
the
funny.
stare of Moondor. Just look at that face.
Oh my
That
goodness.
blank.
Yeah. When-
That blank.
Uh,
aw.
yeah, that's what Moondor looked like
Yeah.
that
I
day.
actually have a question. Oh, sorry. Let's
Oh.
keep. No,
My favorite
question's not
Arden
related.
moment was Silvery Barbs. Every single time.
Yeah,
Mario's like,
yeah,
Silvery
Silvery
Barbs.
Barbs.
Silver Barbs.
Silvery Barbs.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Spell.
Yeah.
No.
No. No.
I
thank
actually
Oh,
I stopped
fine.
preparing that because I was like, he's got this.
Yeah.
you.
Double silvery barbs.
That one
Unfair.
episode was
I
brutal.
think
Unfair.
I think the coolest moment that my character had was when he got to just kind of have that speech against
Oh
Eos
yeah, definitely.
to
Oh, that was
to like
sick.
break the charm with all the townsfolk and
That-
everything,
both
and just
the fights
really
with
gonna call him
Eos.
a wanker.
Both
Yeah.
the fights with Eos, I thought were. Really
I liked when you
interesting.
couldn't convince the other shady people in the underground.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest, that was a really interesting character moment too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and I was talking to you about this earlier, but you said that you were, if you don't mind me sharing,
Oh no, go.
you said that you were struggling with your character because you didn't really have a cool moment. But I thought that was a really cool moment because your character has gone so far into the, okay, now I have friends. Now I am not as selfish. Now I'm
Yeah.
trying to save the world.
Turns
Now
out you're
I'm
the
putting myself on the line. And when you were doing that,
I missed it.
and you went back to the thieves, and you were like, "Hey, you need to be with us." It kind of showed that that disconnect between what was your old life and what is your new
Yeah.
life.
To be honest, I just feel like he didn't get it clear defined. Like, yes, he's this selfish a-hole of a person. Like, I feel like I didn't get to show that well in the beginning, so the character arc feels less impactful.
Yeah, I understand.
But that's okay.
We didn't have the time.
Yeah, we didn't have.
I
that.
also loved
Also,
a lot of
what were you guys just dying about?
Yeah.
Oh,
2 seconds ago?
Spencer just let out a big sigh. I'm like, turns out you're the mouth breather.
I gave Cameron evil look.
I was gonna say you came up with a lot of good NPCs, like Bucket. We
Yeah.
all
Bucket.
love.
I don't know
Bucket.
why you guys like buckets so much.
Because
Because
Bucket
he,
is
he's
amazing.
Sour Bill from
He
Wreck-It
li-
Ralph.
Yeah.
Literally, I
Yeah.
had watched Wreck-It Ralph with my daughter. I'm like, all right, yeah, we just need a Sour Bill character. Just because, like, just a demon who's just so done with everything.
Yeah.
He just does not want to.
Bucket is my
And
favorite.
then you guys just killed him.
next to
Or
Big
so
Ol'.
you-
A good one
Big
killed
ol'.
him, like
Yeah,
freaking
Goodwin killed him.
military
That's
style.
his job, dude.
You know, I
Kill
think my
demons.
favorite Goodwin moment was when Goodwin was in the Blackthorn, and everyone's destroying everything, and he's just
Trying
to
trying
keep it together.
to maintain some sort
I
of
think that's the
order.
one that got completely destroyed afterward, right?
Oh,
so he doesn't have
definitely.
to worry about fixing that one up. So it's okay.
Yeah, the building got leveled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel
divine,
like everyone.
divine act. Yes.
I feel like everyone had a really good moment.
Yeah.
We need to have an epilogue of sorts.
What was
Yeah.
Kind of an epilogue. Well, this
maybe
isn't an
we do.
epilogue.
Maybe we see what happens in the
The Dead Wars.
Dead
Yeah.
Wars, and then we get everybody
Yeah, maybe
together.
we're all dead.
Yeah, we're all dead. There's
The
no
true
epilogue.
beach episode, you know.
You guys beach episode in Moondor's home.
Oh,
Yeah.
Moondor Beach episode. I would pay to watch that.
Moondor.
Get ready for some animatics on the beach.
Did I crush you at dodgeball?
Dodgeball.
Not dodgeball.
Volleyball.
Was it
You like
volleyball?
volleyball?
Volleyball.
It's
I've never
dodgeball.
been to the
Moondor and his
beach.
giant.
Oh.
banana hammock. Just
Oh yeah.
I think both Moondor and James would be Speedo boys on the beach, and everyone else is we don't know what to say about it really.
And
Goodwin's
Goodwin's-
wearing a sun shirt. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
one
like
of
he's the
those-
old guy, but he's like, there's no one here to admire
He's
the
got
body
the
of.
sunscreen
They're
on
all
the
minotaurs,
nose.
so he's just like not having fun at all.
Yeah, is just gonna have a tinfoil hat trying to find things because obviously
You're
cannot
going around the
watch.
beach
You have
with
the
a metal
metal
detector.
detector.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got a
you would have
tinfoil
a
hat
metal.
at the
You're
same
trying to like
time.
look for treasures in the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am curious though, about what if you're okay with sharing this, what
Yeah.
everyone's charge was, and what your
Yeah.
intentions were for each
Yeah,
of
yeah,
those.
yeah. Let's get into the charges. 'Cause-
Mostly selfishly curious about mine because I don't think I did anything for mine, but I want to hear
didn't get to
everyone's.
fulfill mine either.
I had no idea how to fulfill mine.
These were interesting ideas that I had, and I wish I had more time to develop these. Okay, so
Do you want to
Force
save
ghost
that for
each
later to
episode. You're just
potentially
Obi-Wan
develop
Force
them if we
ghost.
continue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
well,
Obi-Wan
we're
Force
gonna
Ghost.
talk about it now,
Okay.
and then if we have time, if we do an epilogue episode, maybe we'll see the results. And I won't. Yeah, we'll have to find out together. Moondor sees a higher glory. Okay.
Which actually worked out really well.
Yeah. Well, and as becoming as a paladin, even though we never got to see it,
Yeah.
that was that. I don't know. Was to just restore the Fae. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to harness either demonic or angelic power to possibly tap into the Fae.
Oh,
And
that
that
never
was
came
a
up.
gift with Eos, and then you guys were all just like, Eos's gifts suck. And I'm like, well, I guess they do. Not everybody
Yeah.
has convinced themselves they
It's
suck.
like,
So
you're right.
that's sometimes how it is as a DM when
except
your
for us,
players.
we got the
Yeah,
cool
we
gifts.
got the
Yeah.
good gifts.
Well,
Goodwin.
Ino is not one to trust immediately, so he was
Oh.
like, I gotta test it.
I think
Goodwin-
Goodwin was excited about his at first, but then
Oh.
once he realized it was fake information, that's when he.
Goodwin's was guide those next to follow. That was your charge from Eldath.
Is that just like be a dad? Or?
Pretty much. Your duty
Dad.
is be a
So-
dad.
Daddy
what,
up on 'em.
What was going to happen is all of these, pretty much everybody else was going to have kind of a pivotal moment, dropping Eldath, using demon blood, which did not work at all.
Oh.
Moondor.
That
maybe.
was such a surprise moment when you're like, I'm just gonna stab him with
Yeah,
it.
I gave your character like, hey, I'm gonna give you demon blood to give you like this chance to use it, and your first use is on a dying
Is on
other
dying
character,
dude.
and I'm like, oh,
I know.
That's
What-
another
what
one
am
of
I
my
gonna do
favorite
with that?
tell
I
if
got
that's
more
selfless or
shenanigans.
selfish.
Yeah.
um,
Like it might not have been
So-
the brightest idea, but it was the only thing I had in my Batman utility belt to possibly save Moondor.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
the funny one.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
definitely
Good
fun.
James
ones-
Racken definitely has a fanny pack, like in my head canon.
Oh,
Good one was
Yeah.
kind of to be the stone, the rock that everybody kind of like diverged
Not
off
the
of.
sand.
And you
Mhm.
would be the constant. You would be the
The
rock.
baseline.
Eris was faith or self, which was decide to stay with Eldath or split. James was to be a slayer of darkness, a demon slayer,
Yeah.
and you were supposed to use the demon blood
Love that show.
to I don't know. Demon blood would have given you some choices, but that
Yeah.
never played out at all. And then Arden was you will bring peace. You will bring true peace, which was you're going to die because
And-
that
Can
will
you
bring
imagine
peace.
being told by your mom, "Hey, yeah, so you're gonna
You gotta
die"?
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is just like
That
Eldath.
was
You kind of suck as a mom.
How-
Not gonna
How
lie.
how old are
Look.
Eos and Skotos? Couple hundred or
Who knows?
thousands?
a couple hundred.
A couple hundred.
probably.
Okay.
So they're pretty young.
I was just
but,
thinking, like in the back
If
of
I
my
want to
mind,
change that, I can change
my
that.
head canon.
Yeah.
My head canon would have been that Goodwin was with Eldath and had 2 sons.
Oh!
They were triplets, and
Plot
one of them
twist.
died.
Plot twist! You're the jump star.
I was just
Your brother kicked the puppy.
That
That's
is-
not happening.
that
my
is
brother kicked the
not-
puppy.
No.
Eos's Dio.
Eos is
Oh
Dio.
my god,
Eos
no!
is
Whoa.
But maybe
He's
time
blind.
works differently on the divine realm. So
Oh my
you
gosh.
guys would be
Skills
able to-
walks up. He's like, stop platinum. Ora.
This is not canon
Not canon.
at
Fa-
all.
fan-
I will say,
So
Goodwin
well,
couldn't pull Elda.
Janie, for your character, you
I
were
don't
given
know.
the choice of faith or self. I think you still definitely held on.
You
to
still
Elda.
kind of
Yeah.
rode that middle line.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Way
I
to not fulfill your thing.
Nobody
I-
was able to fulfill their charge in 8 episodes.
Besides
BS.
Moondor.
I did it.
I know.
Moondor is the only one that succeeded, and for that we should applaud him.
I felt like Goodwin gave a lot of
Plus.
advice to people. I feel like that should
Yeah,
count.
you
I don't know
did.
what
I like
else.
that,
Yeah, I would say
Who
Goodwin
did you
also.
advise
I just didn't get
besides
anything.
Eris?
I feel like Eris is now his adopted daughter. I'm
I
not
Yeah.
advised Mundor all the time. I gave suggestions to Arden.
You gave me weed.
All
I-
you did for my character?
I'll get to you. I'll get to you. I'll get to you. I gave
The weed bag.
I gave I don't know
That
some
moment.
suggestions about some things and
You just
Mostly
asked
confirmed
me
with
if I
conspiracies.
knew the meanings
And
of
then-
some words.
and then for James
Yes.
he was just like,
Do you
Who is
know
this guy?
what dubious means?
That's a
Yes,
dad
I
thing
know
in
what
its own
dubious
right.
means.
but see he had a different parenting style for each person. For you it was a little bit harsher.
I think we know who
You
the
know,
favorites
less
were.
less hands-on, just fend for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For Arden, he's just like,
Poor,
there.
poor buddy. But this
Wow.
was a
This
fun
was
campaign.
cathartic.
This was so fun.
Yeah, there was a lot to
Yeah,
talk about.
I can't say that.
Do you
word.
know
You know
what
what
cathartic
cathartic
means?
I know you're diabetic. when you
Actually,
choose-
do you know what cathartic means?
Cathartic. Yeah, that's how you say it.
An absolute blast.
Can you
I
use it?
genuinely hope maybe we don't do this same cast for the. Oh, I would love to. I'm not
I
saying.
genuinely hope we don't do this same cast.
Well, but
that's what it sounded like you said.
no. But like, I genuinely hope I get to play D&D with you guys again.
Absolutely.
Because that was.
Who would be
super
who
fun.
would be your ideal cast for something like this?
Let's see.
Matt
Jack
Mercer,
Black.
Brendan Lee
Yeah.
Bogan.
I don't have an ideal cast. Like you guys were the ideal cast. If any one of you, because you all said yes.
Yeah.
Nobody said no. You
I-
were the 6 I asked.
Initially, you asked me when I was still working my other job.
That's true. That's
which
true.
is which was really cool that I was able to
You
make
were
it
the
work.
6 I asked. There was no others. So had one of you said no,
There would have been a plan B in
there
here.
would've been 5 people.
I would have had somebody else, and it would not have been as fun.
There will be a
You were the
time
ideal.
after summer. I know you're always going to be busy pretty much for the rest of your life until you
Yes.
retire.
Yes.
I am not in that same boat. I'm busy now because of multiple projects, but I will not be busy after the summer. I would be happy to run a game if all of you want to play.
Hell
we,
yeah.
We definitely want to
Down.
do short productions, like one
It,
shot.
well, it doesn't even have to be a production. It should just
and-
be a private game of just us playing D&D.
I mean,
But then Andy won't get paid for it.
Yeah.
Might
yeah,
as
but,
well.
but he would be a player.
Well
so.
said, because like I have to use. I literally told my wife, I'm like, sweetie, this is for work. I have to. This is my job.
You have to monetize
I have
it.
to.
But in this case,
show
it'd
up
be
at
less
7
on,
a.m. and
less on
play
your shoulders
D&D.
because I would be running it. You know.
I mean,
so.
I could be a player.
I would
that's what I
love
mean.
that. That would be so
That'd be
much
fun.
fun.
That would be really fun.
I would be down.
I have unfortunately turned my life into if it's not servicing the job, I can't
That's
do
all
it.
right. We'll replace you with Spencer.
Then
then.
So-
are you training your
Here's
kids
what
to
we
be your
can do.
future laborers?
Yes,
Uh,
yes. My kids at the age of 12 will
that
be
movie.
working here in my store at minimum wage for a very good
Dude,
tax
that's
credits.
only like
Good question, I don't
825
know.
here in Utah or something like that.
I- I-
725.
I'm a
725?
guy.
So
Yeah.
what if we did it like as a kind of more relaxed podcast thing? We still did the podcast thing, we still filmed it in here, we did all of that, but we
We'll
made
have
it
to
way
talk about
more
that
relaxed.
later.
How like not relaxed was it for you guys?
I was,
Can
feel
we
like-
get more relaxed? Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean,
More
like,
terrible.
I don't know
dark
about you
jokes.
guys, but I get nervous
Yes.
behind the camera.
Inappropriate.
So.
Well, I had to hold a few jokes back, which gave her an opportunity to say those jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I have a whip at home. Stand
OnlyFans.
Great.
I would hear her like laughing at something that I had the same thought of, and then I would just start laughing.
You guys had your own stream over in the corner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The idea of putting a little cam on you every now and then, I think is genius.
Just like
I think
pop
that's
up and
really
just
The amount
shake
of
my
times
hand.
Yeah.
I turn over and just see Spencer just dying. Over
There
Yeah.
the
there was a
corner.
lot of times where I wish that I could participate just to like say something.
Just to add a comment.
Here, let's
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sometimes
God.
it's funny like that, but
I would look over sometimes. We'd be discussing something, and I'd look at it like in the corner of my eye, and IMDb would be open, and Spencer would be over there like fact checking something.
Searching the definition of dubious.
yeah. That was me.
Mhm.
That was pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna
Next
lie.
time,
or the
definite
times
Spencer
where
cam.
you were disapproving of something, and we turn over, and he's just like,
There were some times where I was like, "Really, guys? I did all this work."
Oh,
you
yeah.
You couldn't
When
just
I'm like-
stop at messing up the DM's plans.
When it-
You had to mess up the production.
When I was like, oh, hey, I'm on the wrong part of the map here, and then we have to stop everything and move the entire map in real time.
That was kind of
It
hilarious.
was
I'm
wild.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's
Or
fun
when like
adventure.
Janie would hit the cam and it would just zoom in on Keaton's face and Keaton would just smile at the camera.
Oh yeah, that happened once. That was hilarious.
there is some good stuff that
Also,
happened.
I don't think Everett and Janie. I don't think you guys realize how often the backs of your heads or your hands have been in the stream. Just like as you're like, oh, let's look at this, or like let's look over here. I'm like, oh, there they are.
Oh crap! Because sometimes I was coming in with my extensions. Hopefully, no one ever saw my extensions on stream.
I think you got away with it.
Think I got away with it?
Well, now you didn't.
Well, now everyone knows. Now the cat's out of the bag.
Oh what?
I didn't even.
I didn't know.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That was a magic trick.
I had no idea, honestly.
Dude, extensions and makeup are witchcraft to me.
I know.
If the men find out we can
Shapeshift,
shapeshift,
they're
they're going to tell the church.
I know.
All right.
Yeah.
And with
That
that,
happened.
Let's. All right. So let's.
And with
let's,
that.
let's we will do one final call to arms, as in like let's do.
Come to the
one-
Dead Wars, please.
Well, that, but also like, I want to highlight Velrock
Mhm.
minis.
Yeah, please.
We talked about how cool minis are. The Dead Wars minis
Yeah.
are amazing.
They'll be totally done in the next few days,
Yeah.
which by the time this video comes out.
And
should have
I want to
images
do
and all.
more small ads about them because
Yeah.
they are dope.
Yeah, and I'm gonna really be pushing as soon as they're all done, pushing more advertisement, as well as it's gonna last until the 10th.
Are they gone?
So it's gonna last until after the event. So
Yeah, so Valrock's minis are amazing. We have Jenny Sequoia. Yeah, also a tavern now honorably named, but the Realtor and Cleric of Eldath, ex-Cleric of Eldath.
did you say the realtor or the real leader? Because either one works.
Both.
Yeah.
The Real Leader Realtor.
The real leader.
We have Reese, who is doing the whole Dungeon Master campaign in our store.
Yeah, well, we got the Golden 10 adventures that are coming right after Dead Wars, which are 10 unique
Brand new
adventures that I
adventures.
wrote for people to come and play. For people ranging levels 1 to 13, as for before, you could only max out at level 7 here at the tavern. And we got mini campaigns where people can try out playing what a campaign is really like.
And
for-
it's short,
Yeah.
bite size.
Yeah, they're just 4 sessions long. And
but it's a full campaign.
yeah, every Friday at 6 p.m. And then we have our classic epic campaigns where people can join for 30 sessions for that real, true campaign experience. And then we have our epic one-shots, which are our Airship and the Revenge of the Dreadnought, which is the sequel to the Airship, where you get to play as the bad guys.
Are we writing a new one shot for the tavern?
Tavern, yes.
Oh yeah, Reese and I have been talking about that.
Yeah,
Super
we got a lot
exciting.
of cool ideas. It's been fun putting that together, and yeah, it's. But what the Airship is to you will be what the tavern is going to be for me.
It's so cool.
So I'm excited for it.
We have your production company,
Desert
Desert
Penguin
Penguin Audio.
He got it.
I had to
Help
watch your
hold his
lips.
hand
I had to
a
watch your
little
lips. With just this amazing setup. You'll also be doing the sound at the Dead Wars and many other projects for us.
yeah, I do live sound. I do podcast production, obviously live stream production.
Ooh, and you have a paid gig too.
Yep. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I mean, people are paying you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Doing some
Yeah.
podcasting stuff. I do music production and another thing. But you can check out my website. It doesn't pick an audio.
Dang, what a cool guy.
What an awesome dude.
There.
You're being the demigods.
Oh yeah, I'll be.
Skatos and Owos.
Skatos.
I think that's more cursed than
There
Scrotos.
we go.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the Scrotos.
Scrotos and Tulus.
God.
I'm gonna show up with cat ears and a big line of blush right here
Here
on
you
Saturday.
go. Well, perfect.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah.
You can take my ears.
There we go.
Cursed.
It's almost.
Cursed.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, so you're
Oh
gonna
my
be
God.
your starring role coming up in 10 days. Jesus.
And you know, it's so soon. Yeah, I'll be there. You can insult me. I'll be killing your party if you do, but you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna be killing the party anyway.
Except
That's
the Blade
like
Singers.
the goal.
You
Well,
can't hit them.
I'll do
Dude,
my best.
those Blade Singers are broken, man.
They are. They're.
The amazing art by Nixie. You are doing a lot of the Dead Wars assets
Yes.
that are going to be on the live stream.
I did, yes. So I just finished all 3 images of the airship. And I've been working on AOS, and as soon as you get me the information, I'm going to work on that
I'm gonna
map.
sketch out the map
Yeah,
today.
which is really cool. And I also made made the animation, and I'm going to make more of them because they're really fun to make. And there's a lot of really hilarious moments in this campaign, especially from Harrison. So I really want to make those. I drew you so unhinged for the bang one. I'm sorry. You look insane.
She
It's gonna
looked
be
unhinged
great.
for the first one. And she was only there for a split second.
Gamer whore. I now know what that was. I actually sent it to my dad.
Oh.
I didn't think about it, but he ended up saying, like, I think this is going to become a household name, gamer whore. I'm like, Dad, you can't say that.
You have sullied your family now. We have sullied you, and now you have sullied your family.
Well, I now understand the 9/11 joke. It didn't make sense at the
Jeez
time. Someone had to pull me aside and talk to me about
That
it.
was
I don't remember who
hilarious.
it was.
We need to make like a list of things that Nixie was like, what?
What?
And we were like, don't ask.
Don't worry.
It's like I'll tell you when you're
not-
older.
There was
We're gonna do
there was at least 2 every session.
We have to do another episode where we explain all the things that Nixie
That went over.
No, we are not doing that.
Oh my
We are
God.
not doing that. And then
We'll title that
you've
episode
been posting
Cancel
some
Us.
videos on your personal channel.
Oh yeah. If you check out Brave Boar Guy right now, it's just TikTok. You know, it's just
Say it one more time.
Brave Boar Guy.
Brave Boar guy.
Oh
Yeah.
Like a
Stuff
brave
about
boar.
motorcycles or lightsaber spinning or just any of my various hobbies.
Doing
That's a good trick.
You know.
VR.
Oh yeah,
the VR
dude,
video is
playing
great.
VR
That's such a good video.
on the side of a road where we were stopped.
Wait,
Oh, yeah, you told
really?
me
I
about
didn't
that.
see this.
Yeah. I thought I showed you, but.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
So that's a fun thing that I do any other time where I'm not at the tavern. I'm trying to also help keep our business afloat.
Yeah, go to We Geek Together.
yeah, we're really
Buy
cool.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a ton of
let
cool
me tell you
merch
about my
for
story.
the Dead Wars that I'm trying to work on.
dice.
The dice. We're gonna have challenge coins, lanyards, pins,
Shirts.
a
3
shirt.
type of shirts.
So there's a Dead Wars shirt for the whole event. There's a Friday exclusive and a Saturday exclusive T-shirt, and then leather wrapped mugs.
Yeah, the people who are fighting on Friday can get the Dark Domain shirt. The people fighting on Saturday can get the AO
Yeah.
shirt.
They
Oh,
can
do
get
we get the homie
the
hookup
dark.
on some shirts?
Yeah.
They can get the Dark Domain dice or the Divine
Dude,
Domain
these dice, though.
The
They're
dice are
so
so.
genuinely
They're
pretty.
nice.
For real.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
nice.
so
And the
stoked
little
about
tin
these.
is cute, and they're all gonna be engraved with the number, like this.
It is limited
yeah,
edition,
yeah.
only 500 sets of each. And so on the back it'll show you what out of 500 set you got.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Nab
Honestly,
that.
this whole event, I'm very much worried and stressed too. Nowhere near as stressed as you because you have been stressed like nobody's
Since
business.
January.
Since December.
But I'm also extremely excited because this is gonna be pretty cool.
It's gonna be
And
fun.
then because we have this one, I am honestly genuinely excited for what we might be doing next year. So
I will absolutely say this one has humbled me so much because the first one, I set a world or
A Guinness World Record.
set a Guinness World Record. We did something that no one has ever done, and so I'm like, just you watch, just you watch.
Well, you're sitting at more people
This
this time
is
than
gonna
last time.
be-
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
We'll
gonna have
see.
more, but we're gonna have more. But
you gotta show up.
Yeah.
please.
Didn't more
but-
people show up last time than?
Yeah, we were shooting for 1,000.
Yeah,
and we
so
had
I'm sure more people
1,227
showed up this time.
people showed up.
Yeah.
But like,
have it
it
memorized.
definitely humbled me as I was like, this is so much work.
Yeah.
And we have done so much, and like we've worked really hard on these videos and these streams, and only like 50 people have found them. And I hid some ARG stuff, and only one person has found the ARG stuff. So I appreciate the fans, the people who have actually done it. The real ones. Yeah,
The for real,
friggin' Baja Blast to the real ones.
I gotta say, no matter how the event comes out, and I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, but I am so proud of everything that we have able to put together to make this event happen. From the merch, or the productions,
We've worked
or
hard.
the companies that are helping, like 51st Productions
Viva
and
La
everything.
Dirt League is gonna be
Yeah,
here.
the
I'm
people
so
we have
excited
coming,
about that.
everything
Yeah.
we have already done and accomplished just to get to the day. I am so proud.
Let's just hope it's not a train wreck that
Yeah.
day.
Even if it is a train wreck,
It'll be
it
fun.
will at least be memorable. And if it's memorable, then people will remember it and hopefully come
I
to
mean,
the
look
next
at the
one.
Wonka experience.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
true. We could be the next
No,
No,
don't
That
jinx
could
us.
be
Don't
so
jinx
Dude,
us.
cool.
I am losing sleep. Literally, like 3 days a week. I just can't
think of it
sleep.
this way, all right? Trainwreck and D&D are synonymous. So
It's true. It's true.
Is that like supposed to be?
how much D&D have you
Helpful?
played?
Supposed to make us feel better.
No, but Trainwreck can be a good thing.
On that
That makes it more
note-
entertaining.
On that note, thank you, Blake.
Thank you.
Thank
Genuinely.
you.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was a
you.
lot of fun.
Thank you, Spencer.
Yes.
Thank
Spencer.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
You get a thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for the people who watch.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to the viewers.
Thanks for
Thank you.
putting up
Thank
with
you.
our shenanigans. You guys are ridiculous.
Thank
Have you guys
Oh,
seen these
cut.
dice yet?
The end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, these guys.